Hello. In VGA video 18, I converted the breadboards which were handling the final VGA output into a PCB. So I designed the schematic, soldered it up, and what do you know, it didn't work. Now I was able to get that working by identifying the flaw on the PCB and adding a few bodge wires, but I don't want the final version of this system to have bodge wires on it. So I think it's time to get in there and resolve the schematic issue and make a new PCB. Let's take a look at the problem. So here's the output circuit. Now it takes the 24-bit RGB signal from the palette, converts it to analog, combines it with the sync signals and outputs that to the VGA connector. You can see here the 3 wires I had to solder on after a bit of trace cutting in order to make the circuit work correctly. Let's have a look at the schematic. Okay, this is going to be a pretty simple change. You can see the mistake here. The output is supposed to be attached to the most significant bit. And that's all it was. Okay, so that's the 1.1 board, tiny little change. Okay, here's the PCB. It wouldn't be easy to identify the differences visually. Got one of the originals here. If you look closely you can spot the differences, but it was a pretty minor mistake. The alignment on those resistors isn't perfect, but that's not going to cause us a significant problem. think we've managed pretty good solder paste first time. So these are the singles in the R2R ladders. These are the outputs on the sync lines. I'm really tempting fate when I put the exact number of components out. And these are the decoupling caps for the ACT series chips. If it's not obvious, these are very fiddly. Carefully aligning these up, but I'm probably going to flip them over at some point. I've had a lot of people comment that they don't have a steady enough hand to do this. My hands are in fact quite shaky, but I find if I brace my hand against the table and steady it with my other hand, I get quite fine control over the components. There's a lot of connections here, and any mistakes in either the circuit or the soldering will show up as incorrect colours. Right, let's get that on the hot plate and reflow it. Okay, let's take a look. I might second guess these, but that looks like I've got solder around all of the pins there and no bridging. They look good. When you can see solder coming straight up the leg there and onto the pad, you're really confident it's bang on. Down here, I see the solder shaping around the bottom of the pad, but it hasn't flowed on top of it. So I'm a little bit more cautious of those, even though I'm pretty sure they're okay. I don't see any big concerns there. Now this is the bit I've been dreading. And when I soldered this in last time, I made what in hindsight was a very obvious mistake. That felt positively easy compared to last time. I don't appear to have any bridging, and that was my downfall last time, so let's give this a test. Should snap in quite easily. Nice. Okay, the logo is very promising. Now the colour bars demo is the one that was very useful in showing up problems with the DAX last time when we had an error on the PCB. But hey, that looks perfect. Excellent. Let's try a few other things. It's one of my favourite demos. Excellent. Nice. Right, I'm really pleased with this. I really don't want to get to the end of this build and have lots of bodge wires on there, so it's good to get them out the way. Okay, I feel better now. The next few boards are going to be quite complex, so doing this one and having it work first time makes me feel an awful lot more confident in myself. Okay, thanks as always to my patrons and supporters. I hope you found this interesting. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye. This belongs in the frame of shame, but I didn't really make allowance for things with connectors on. So it can go on top with the SNES adapter.